Hi boys and girls, it's me. I am going to read you a story. This is another Eric Carle story. This is Papa Please Get the Moon for Me. And I want you to think about, why would I choose this story to read? Why this one? And so the reason why is because guess what? It connects to what our theme is for the week, looking up at the sky. And of course, what do we see in the sky at night? It is the moon. So Papa Please Get the Moon for Me is such a fun and interesting story. And one of the things that I want you to pay attention to is the moon and what's happening with the moon as I read throughout the story. Now, Bonnie Blue is in here. You have such a pretty voice. So if I have to stop for a few minutes, I apologize. She's helping me read today. Okay, so the story is called Papa Please Get the Moon for Me. It is written and illustrated by Eric Carle. And I love the papers, the stars. This is like my favorite. If I could have my classroom with all these stars, that would be so much fun. Because you know that he made these just out of fun recycled papers. Oh, look at that. There's a clue right here. Papa, please get the moon for me. What's going on with the moon? Here we go. He dedicated this to his daughter. And off we go. It starts off and it says, before Monica went to bed, she looked out of her window and saw the moon. The moon looked so near. I wish I could play with the moon, thought Monica, and she reached for it. Now, when we read Kitten's First Full Moon, you'll get a chance to, I'll read that story to you as well, and I want to see if you can make that connection. Monica reaches for the moon, and I want you to think about when you hear or read the story Kitten's First Full Moon, my question to you is, what does the kitten do? So we're going to start making those connections between both stories. So Monica wished she could play with the moon, so she reached for it. It says, but no matter how much she stretched, she could not touch the moon. Papa, said Monica to her father, please get the moon for me. I like that word stretched. I can make a connection to when we went over our vocabulary words. Stretched was one of our special vocabulary words. Oh, wait a second. There's little arrows there because I'm going to open this side and I'm going to open this side, and it says Papa got a very long ladder. Why would Papa get such a long ladder? See if you can see how big this is. That is a very long ladder. Why would he need such a very long ladder? Well, let's find out. He carried the very long ladder towards a very high mountain. There's an arrow. See what happens. It says, then Papa put the very long ladder on top of the very high mountain. So because I have to lift it up, let me see if I can do it back. So can you see there's Papa and he's climbing up the ladder. Where is he going? I don't even know how that's holding stable on that mountain, but it is. There he goes, climbing the very tall mountain on his very tall ladder. Up and up he climbed.
I'm okay, Mom.
I'm glad, sister. Whoa, this book is so cool. Finally, Papa got to the moon. My daughter Monica would like to play with you, said Papa, but you are much too big. Every night I get a little smaller, said the moon. When I am just the right size, you can take me with you. What does that mean? Every night the moon gets a little bit smaller. So there he is. You can even see a little face on him. That's really cool. Okay. Is that cool?
Whoa.
The moon got smaller and smaller and smaller.
I get something everyone.
When the moon was just the right size, Papa took it. Down and down and down he climbed. So there's Papa. He has the moon in his hand and he's climbing down his ladder. And there's the tall mountain again. So super cool, right? One you need in your library. Here, Papa said to Monica, I have the moon for you. Monica jumped and danced with the moon. She hugged the moon and threw it into the air. But the moon kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And finally, it disappeared altogether. Think about why. Why would it do that?
Sorry, Mom.
Then one night, Monica saw a thin sliver of the moon reappear. There it is, right up there in the sky. She saw it reappear.
Sorry, Mom.
What do you think?
You see the farm?
Each night, the moon grew.
Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Mama.
Thanks, Bonnie. And grew
Sorry,
and
Mama.
grew.
Sorry, Mom. Sorry. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Mama.
Thanks, Bonnie. All right. What is this? So let's ask Bonnie Blue. Bonnie Blue, what is this? Do you know what this is?
It's too tall. It's too big.
It's too big. What, Bonnie, what do we see in the night sky? What do we see at night in the sky?
I see a moon.
Did you hear what she said? She said a moon. We see a moon in the night sky with stars, right? Now, there is a special reason why the moon changes shape, why it gets bigger and why it gets smaller, and we call that the phases of the moon. And so there's a whole scientific reason to why the moon looks like it changes shape. But in reality, the moon doesn't ever change shape. It actually stays the same all of the time. But because of the way, I will in just a minute, but because of the way that the sun shines and the way that the earth moves, it actually, at night, it sometimes makes the moon seem like it's getting smaller than it makes it seem like it's getting bigger. So I'm going to...
I see moon in the night sky.
We do see moons in the night, don't we? So what we're going to do is I'm going to actually attach a video that goes along with the phases of the moon. And I want you to see if you can make some connections to Papa, Please Get the Moon for Me and the phases. Because if we think about it as we read through the story, when we begin the story, Monica sees the moon and it looks like it is full. But then as the story moves on, it starts full and then it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it becomes full again. So we will talk a little bit more about this, but I want you to explore the phases of the moon and see if you can figure out why Monica's Papa was able to get the moon, and then when it disappeared, when she saw it again in the sky, why it was back up in the sky. All right? So have fun exploring. I'll put some videos up for you. Sorry Bonnie Blue's helping us out today, but it's kind of fun to hear her views too. So we'll talk to you guys soon. Enjoy!